Loisaida. Basically, it is the Lower East Side in Spanglish, Spanish and English. Cultures put together in one thought, a clash, the result of that clash put together in one thought, Spanglish. Lower East Side, Loisaida. Loisaida came into my mind. It was in the back of a van, you know? And I said, Chino, I found the name. And I came back to the Lower East Side, and there was the whole parallel between Don Quixote of the 15th century and Chino and I, because we think that we're in love with this community that nobody wants. So there. How could there be decay and there could be growth in the same place? It's because creativity is taking place here. I mean, you know, we are crazy. We are out of our heads. We believe it can be done.
This is a very special, quickly assembled cultural festival in Tompkins Square Park, which was set up by the Seven Lobes Cultural Group and the Loisaida organization, cooperating in honor of one of its artists of the community, Sarah Berman Beach. Sarah Beach was a lady who arrived at the rich age of 86 years young. Her picture is right over there. Most of us in the community knew her. Suddenly, unexpectedly, a woman who seemed indestructible passed away just this last October 20th. And it was a grievous blow to this community in which she lived on East 10th Street and Avenue C, and in which she worked, not only as an artist, and you see examples of her work here, but in the community, concerned with the welfare of her neighbors, with the welfare of the Gouverneur Hospital, with the use of the Christodora House. All of the important issues that concerned the community were her concern too. And she was friends with hundreds of the people here. And the Seven Lobes and the City Arts and the Loisaida greet Sarah Berman Beach and the work that she did in this community.
There are many landlords here that have significant holdings of property. They might own 10, 15. Some landlords own 40 buildings. What they do is that they continue to collect the rent. They don't pay city taxes. Eventually, they don't provide services to the buildings, so they don't provide heat, they don't provide repair services. It's not unusual for a building to have several hundred violations. So the landlords will let these buildings decline. Once the tenants have moved out of the building, which takes 3, 4, 5 years, they then hire arsons to burn them, and then they collect the insurance and they disappear. The other thing is that government support programs, for example, the poverty program, in a neighborhood like this has been taken over by very low elements, in some cases criminal elements, as in the South Bronx and the Lower East Side. The poverty program, which really dispensed in the last 10 years on the Lower East Side over $50 million for a relatively small area, has been completely controlled by really criminal elements. And so the same thing happens in the school system. The school system becomes run by people who are not really dedicated to the education of children. All of your government services, your support systems, are in the hands of people who really don't care about the community. And unfortunately, because you have an immigrant population all the time, people don't become entrenched enough to be able to change the situation. So an area like this is a ghetto at all levels.
New York City, and the Lower East Side is the bottom half of the Big Apple. It's a crazy life that we live here on the Lower East Side. Maybe it's because we don't know any other crazy life but this one, you dig? Yes. Because this life is real.
68.
They got everything. A 6-8 Buick?
Oldsmobile. Papelito, yeah, you got a piece with you and everything. Check it out. $108. Oldsmobile, cat and sign. See, he's parking it? Right over that one. He go with you the piece and everything. Check it out.
Papers and everything.
Everything.
Yeah, for a car, that's right. It's got to be hot.
No, it's not hot, man. You go over there and talk
What
to
do
the
you
guy.
think? Do you think it's hot?
No, it's not hot because I know the guy is legal.
Jesus Christ.
My name is Tyrone, and I live here. And I would like for you to walk these mean streets with me. The Loisaida is sometimes known as the ghetto supermarket, where street hustling is a way of survival, a way of life. But there is also another way of life that deals constructively with the new pioneers of tomorrow.
Explain a little bit about this project. I see you got guys from different organizations here, Quandos and CETA.
Yeah, well, it's a youth training program.
All these guys here are working, they on a salary.
They're all on salary. Everyone here, they're all on, they get paid through the city.
Yeah.
The space from the edge of this where we're working to the wall, all right, and then down to where the old playground used to be, where the fences, all of that is going to be children's play equipment, seating area, and this here is going to be a garden area. What we're doing now is a pathway, okay?
Besides parks,
All right, we got a seal-up crew who will be doing sealing up of abandoned buildings, all right, city-owned abandoned buildings in a certain area, 4th Street, 5th Street, 6th Street area. Then we have the Quando building. We're doing housing repair and maintenance, and where the youth are taking training in those areas.
so you're mostly dealing with the youth, kids from the street?
All youth, yeah. Youth 16 to 19 are out of school. Okay.
Off the street like that?
It's not to keep them off the street, it's to train them in certain job skills so that they'll be able to get employment.
A job. Un trabajo. A job with all the benefits correlated with the sweat and time invested by myself. A job that don't step on my pride. A job that doesn't shorten my life on earth. That will inspire me to help my bosses their part of the proceeds collect. I need a job today. A job. I need a job to keep my peace with God. A job to make me stop wishing for an early grave. A job. A job. I need a job today. Folks that got a job that does its job, can see some sense in this relate. But folks that lost their faith, that rot away with pain, day after day after day after day, they strike at each other, hoping to find in greater pain a sedative. A man without a job is lost in this labyrinth of hell.
There are many community programs here on the Loisaida. This is the building of showers. Showers yourself by doing more with less.
Chino, were you born here on the Lower East Side?
I'm from Puerto Rico. I first came to this country, I think it was in 1951.